Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the NBA, WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering.
Griner was caught on tape during a game with the Indiana Fever, dropping racial slurs against Caitlin Clark. I mean, pretty obviously doing so.
Fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
And it doesn't take a lot of genius to lip read Brittney Griner, whose voice, by the way, is about as low as mine is, calling her trash and an effing white girl. Now, of course, if Caitlin Clark had ever suggested the same in reverse, using black as opposed to white in that sentence, that'd be the end of her WNBA career. But Brittney Griner is...
Nobody, and we mean nobody, expected Caitlin Clark to shut down the Brittney Griner with just one slick move. This wasn't your average game. It felt personal. And just when fans thought they had the Griner versus Clark drama all figured out, boom! Angel Reese popped up and threw a whole new twist into the mix. Angel had been laying low while the drama boiled online, but now she's speaking out loud and clear. After seeing people online roast Caitlin with labels like spoiled, entitled, and even accusing her of setting Brittney up, Angel's not having it. She's clapping back, saying all of that is pure lies. According to Angel, folks are looking at the wrong villain. She straight up called Brittney Griner the one who crossed the line. In a wild interview, Angel claimed Brittney came after Caitlin not just from game pressure, but to silence her from revealing something way deeper. Angel even suggested Brittney's move wasn't just aggression, it was a warning. Like, if I can come at her in front of cameras, imagine what I could do behind the scenes. That's serious! Now this WNBA drama is hotter than ever. Angel's digging up receipts, pulling back the curtain, and putting the truth on blast. What's got everybody extra hyped? Angel and Caitlin aren't even cool like that. They've been rivals from jump. So when Angel suddenly came to Caitlin's defense, everyone was stunned. These two have been neck and neck from the jump. Always compared, always seen as rivals. But while folks were busy feeding into that rivalry, Angel was quietly watching how the media twisted the whole situation. And she decided it was time to step in and set things straight. Sources close to her say Angel could feel the vibe turning real strange, like the narrative was being pushed too far. So she stepped up to shut it all down with the real facts. Caitlin's been catching heat all season, and not because she did anything outrageous, but just because people love to hate on her. The criticism hasn't stopped, and at this point, it's starting to feel less like honest feedback and more like some kind of setup. One post on X even said, Caitlin Clark is a talented basketball player, but her behavior during this tournament has been disappointing. We need athletes to set good examples for young people, and she had the opportunity to be a positive role model but fell short. Like, what? Caitlin's been grinding, playing her heart out, and standing her ground when things get messy. She's not out here causing problems, she's just not backing down. So why are people acting like she's some kind of villain? None of it adds up. And it doesn't stop there. Caitlin's been dragged with every insult in the book, called entitled, a brat, a diva.
Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about. Especially something like this. Fans in every sport. She described the fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. That's how fans act in every arena. In every arena. So, and then when you, clearly she's not remembering who they let out to get her back.
The Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death. An arms dealer that wanted to kill American citizens, according to the reports. That's who they let out. Mm-hmm. For her. You would think that you would be smiling, you would be ecstatic, you would be happy, and something like this wouldn't faze you at all. The fact that it does is disturbing. I'll leave it at that.
And that's just the start. People online are tossing shade like, Caitlin Clark seems self-entitled, and I can't stand her. One user even crossed the line hard, saying, Caitlin Clark isn't a damsel in distress. She's an a-hole but tries to hide it. Just give it time. But the wild part? all this hate started picking up right after her drama with Brittney Griner exploded in public. The timing is way too smooth to be a coincidence. It's looking straight up planned. And Angel Reese peeped it too. She wasn't quiet about it either. She said flat out, it's not just random hate. Angel thinks Brittney might have played a role in kicking off that wave of slander against Caitlyn. In her interview, Angel made it clear, Brittney didn't just come at Caitlyn over game beef, she had a reason. To Angel, this ain't just courtside drama, it's something deeper. She's calling it what it looks like, a setup. And once you start piecing it together, the signs are everywhere. Angel's not biting her tongue anymore. She's exposing what's been moving behind the scenes. She claimed Brittney went after Caitlyn to keep her quiet because Caitlyn knows something Brittney doesn't want out. And Angel said it loud. She knows we all know. But bullying one player won't stop the truth from coming out.
Like AI detection and plus manual surveyors to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a female chest, we have to take this down. Oftentimes, if breast cancer runs in a family, women will preemptively get like double mastectomies. There's some great surgeons out there, don't get me wrong, but I don't see any scars on Brittney's chest that would be indicative of a double mastectomy or top surgery for gender transition. Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. One of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination.
So what's the big truth everyone's whispering about? Here's where things get crazy. For years, there's been talk floating around about Brittney Griner, rumors about certain physical traits and DNA stuff that supposedly set her apart from the typical player. But insiders are saying that's just the surface. There's way more hiding underneath. Allegedly, not only did Brittney have these traits, but the WNBA knew about it from day one and chose to keep it on the low. Word is, it became one of those open secrets behind closed doors. Like, people knew, but no one dared to speak up, until now. And here's the real plot twist. If Caitlin Clark wasn't already planning to spill it, someone else was gearing up to drop the bomb. That someone might have been Angel herself. Now everybody's asking, who's really keeping it real? Is Angel dropping facts? Or is this heat coming from higher-ups trying to cover their tracks? And why did so many players suddenly fall silent while Caitlyn was getting dragged left and right? That kind of silence? It screams volumes. What's wild is that Angel calling out Brittney caught fans totally off guard. They weren't tight, but they always showed mutual respect. Remember that viral clip? Angel once praised Brittney, saying, "Prime Brittney Griner could beat Prime Allen Iverson." Later, she denied ever saying it. But she didn't exactly reject the idea either. So deep down, you can tell she thinks Brittney's got real skill. But now, it looks like even respect has limits when secrets start spilling. And that's what makes this whole shift blow up even bigger. When someone who once gave you props suddenly flips and calls you out, that hits way harder. And trust, it's not even close to being over.
Can you play or can you not play? Do you have an advantage or are you at a disadvantage? It's not even that hard. Biological men don't play against biological women. Why? Because they will be dusting you off all day long. Do you think that Brittney Griner can play in the NBA? F no. She wouldn't even make any team in the NBA. Brittney Griner wouldn't make a single NBA team roster. None. She wouldn't even be on a practice squad. And you know what they do during training? This is what makes me infuriated. You know what the women do when they train in basketball? They play against men who are not professional because the women ain't gonna push them to be better. The men are gonna push them. And she know that, I know that, you know that. But they still get on stage and be disingenuous and foolish. Nobody's trying to block a transgender for playing sports. You just can't cheat, bruh. Why is there no trans man being ousted in sports? Why? A woman turned into a man. Why don't we see an example? Show me an example of a woman turning into a man and winning first place. Because we know it.
Here's where things start unraveling for real. Angel Reese didn't just drop one bold line and disappear. Nah, she kept pushing. She started tugging at the threads the WNBA clearly doesn't want anyone pulling. Angel flat out hinted that the league's been sitting on info about Brittney Griner for years. She said the higher-ups knew all about the situation, but instead of handling it, they chose to protect Brittney, even if it meant letting players like Caitlin Clark take the heat and get dragged publicly. Now fans are seeing it too. Old interview clips are resurfacing, sketchy media edits getting exposed, and players who used to speak up, they've suddenly gone quiet, like real quiet. The whole vibe around Brittney feels locked up, like there's a protective shield around her. But Angel just kicked straight through that wall. Insiders are even saying the league's warned some players to stay silent. One source spilled, "You bring it up, and just like that, your name disappears. No press, no features, nothing." That's next level hush-hush. So Angel's not just putting Brittney on blast anymore, she's calling out the whole system. She's exposing the favoritism, the silencing, and how the WNBA decides who to protect and who to leave out in the cold. The craziest part? Angel has nothing to gain by backing Caitlin. These two have been rivals from the very beginning, always going head-to-head, always compared, always clashing. Angel could have easily sat back, kept quiet, and watched the drama unfold. But instead, she stepped up and spoke out.
Griner is clearly a man. Why is she able to play in the WNBA? Behind this lies three terrifying truths. Brittney Griner has been married twice. She has publicly acknowledged that she is a lesbian. She refused to undergo the Olympic medical examination. This is because she was born with a Y chromosome and has multiple characteristics.
But here comes Rickea Jackson. I don't know that she knows that she's been tossed from this game. At Dallas. This is her second stint with the Mercury.
Rickea and Brittney
look
Griner.
out. Griner and Jackson needed to be separate.
Why'd she do it? Because she saw what was going down and she knew it was shady. And now, the entire league's eyes are on her, waiting to see what bomb she might drop next. If Angel's really sitting on the info people think she's holding, this could be the moment that flips everything upside down, and nobody's safe from the chaos that might come next. Even Brittney Griner caught wind of that viral comment comparing her to Allen Iverson, and shockingly, she didn't come for anybody. She actually laughed it off, saying, "We know this fake AI is, was, and will be one of the most exciting players to watch. I get crossed up watching his highlights." Brittney played it cool like she wasn't bothered at all. But let's not act like Brittney and Angel have always been beefing. They've actually shown each other love in the past. In one Rolling Stone interview, Brittney gave Angel props, saying, "I love the hype. I love everything. I love the fact that we have all these new fans. I think the momentum is definitely growing." She clearly saw Angel as a rising star in the league. And Angel? She's returned that respect before too. Which is exactly why this whole move, backing Caitlin right in the middle of all this drama, felt like a total plot twist. If anyone was expected to ride with Brittney, it was Angel. Let's not forget, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have been straight-up rivals since day one. Sports analysts, fans, and even retired legends have been putting them head-to-head like it's a title fight every time they touch the court. From jump, these two have been locked in as each other's biggest competition. But what made Angel's move even more shocking? Her own mentor, Shaquille O'Neal, once told her to her face that Caitlin Clark might actually be better. Their podcast interview went viral after Shaq spent a good chunk of it hyping Caitlin up like she was the chosen one in women's hoops. At one point, Shaq straight up asked Angel why she thought everyone loved Caitlin so much. Angel could have played it cool, but instead, she brushed it off with, "It's the logo threes." Shaq didn't let that fly. He fired back quick, saying it wasn't just the deep shots. Folks respected everything about Caitlin's game. That moment, you could feel the tension hit heavy. It showed the beef between them was already bubbling way before things got this messy. They love her because she's the full package. That's what Shaq told Angel, face to face. Basically putting Caitlin on a throne, right in front of her. And if you peep that clip, you can see it on Angel's face. Jealousy, frustration, maybe even a little heartbreak. It stung. But that wasn't the end of it. Remember when Angel hit Caitlin with that now iconic hand wave during a heated game? The internet came for her hard, called her ghetto, classless, disrespectful. But when Caitlyn did the exact same thing to Hailey Van Lith, suddenly it was competitive spirit and just part of the game. Make it make sense. That double standard lit up social media like wildfire. People everywhere started debating how Angel and Caitlyn get treated and how fast folks flip the script depending on who's doing what. The difference in reactions? It's loud. Let's be real. It would have made way more sense for Angel to back Brittney in all this. I mean, Angel's been painted as Caitlyn's #1 rival since the beginning. They've clashed on and off the court for years. But now people are finally waking up to the truth. Angel didn't jump into the Brittney Griner mess to chase attention. She's not chasing clout or headlines. If anything, she had everything to lose and zero to gain by standing up for Caitlyn. But Angel made one thing clear. She's not about the fake politics. She's about speaking truth, even if it rocks the entire league. And when you look at everything laid out, it makes sense why she stepped in. Caitlyn's been treated like the WNBA's punching bag from the start. She's been bullied, dragged through the mud, called jealous, entitled, problematic. And through it all, she's just kept showing up and hooping. But the way she's been treated on the court, it's wild. Elbows flying, side eyes, slick comments, non-stop taunting, like some players are out here trying to break her mentally. Then came the moment that flipped everything, that viral clip of Brittney Griner lunging at Caitlyn mid-game. Not only did she get ejected, but multiple folks in the arena claimed they heard Brittney snap and yell something shocking. She allegedly called Caitlyn a trash-effing white girl. That crossed a whole new line. But Angel Reese? She wasn't backing down, not for a second. She stepped right into the fire and shook the entire league when she exposed what's really been happening behind the scenes. She didn't flinch when it came to calling out Brittney's actions, or the shady reason behind her going after Caitlyn in the first place. Now, the streets are buzzing louder than ever. Word is Angel might be the next one Brittney's aiming at. Why? Because Angel's not just talking. She's planning to pick up right where Caitlyn left off. She's ready to pull back the curtain on everything the league's been trying to bury. And here's the wild part. If Brittney even thinks about coming for Angel the same way she did Caitlyn, it might be the biggest mistake of her entire career. 'Cause Angel's next move, insiders say it could end the whole game for Brittney. So we gotta ask, how deep does this really go? Is the WNBA out here protecting the wrong players? Or are we finally seeing a new era where truth-tellers like Angel won't keep quiet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you're here for the truth, not just the polished headlines. And hit that notification bell so you're first to catch what we uncover next. See you in the next one.